world needs. We need your passion. We need your authenticity. We need you to get mad. We need you to get messy. We need you to get raw. We need you to get real. Speak your story. Speak your truth. Let that light in. Be the light. We need to create change. And the only way we can do that is being authentic. Welcome back to another week of The Layla Show with me, your host, Layla Ziari, featuring all sorts of beautiful guests and beautiful people from all over the world who are coming together for one purpose, to share their stories, speak their truth, and create a conscious, unified community, one conversation at a motherfucking time. Real, raw, unfiltered. The Layla Show.
It's so good to see you. Look, I'm happy today. How are you doing?
You know, whatever. Survive. No, good energy.
No, we are going to talk about that because it is present. But I'm told Nick. Okay, so welcome to the fucking show. You know Nick. If you don't.
We're on right now. Oh, yeah.
But I'm just going to go into it. I like when we just naturally start, honestly.
I like it.
I like when we just like have our. I want us to have more banter within our own communication.
I do. I like that.
But
I
like
it.
So like I was telling you today, and I'm going to tell the audience, like I decided today while I was sitting at the spa that I work at a couple days a week, I was like, you know what? All of us have been surviving. The energy is so fucking dense in this earth right now.
Terrible.
It's like really hard to do anything other than survive. And like I'm blessed with like a life where like I've gotten all this time to like work on myself and channel my energy in this love light vibration. And it's like dying right now. So I'm like, no, we can't have it die. So
I agree.
You know, so we're going to start off this podcast by telling us something, Joy, that made you fucking happy this week. Something that, like, made you remember that magic exists, because it's dark as fuck, and we can't forget that even though it's dark, like, it's magical.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot. Do you want me to start?
Yes!
This is going to sound cheesy, but my wife and I, we've got, like, we've chosen animal signs for us. Like, my animal sign is a bald eagle, and hers is a fox.
Oh, I love fox.
Every time we see one, we always, message each other, or if we see the other person's sign, we message each other. I mean, we never see bald eagles very often, but a fox I saw once this week. So there's actually a fox that kind of lives around our neighborhood, so it's not like... But it always comes around right in the morning. So right in the morning, I'm like getting ready for my awful, awful job. I'm eating my orange, and I'm looking out the window. I'm just like, and then boom, out comes the fox. Just runs right across. It's a big. I mean, to me, it's a big fox. It's just cool because I'm like, it's like when I'm a little down, I'm a little depressed about the start of the workday,
Yeah, because work fucking sucks.
Yeah, I see this fox, and I'm like, and it kind of, it just reminds me of a bigger picture in life, like there's more out there, and it feels like I connect with nature, and I always try to do that. I think we're on the same page with that. It's like
1,000%.
Yeah, energy, connecting to like the natural world, not being so connected to, work and electronics and all that kind of stuff. Just so yeah, that was my magical for the week.
No, that's like actually, you said it's silly. It's not. You have no idea the one time I saw a fox in the wild that I literally sobbed and called everyone I had ever met on that day. And I was like, so not
so cool.
stupid at all. Like the most magical.
They're adorable.
You're so right. Like, I mean, I just feel like that's part of the reason, like, obviously I'm having a really hard time just because, like, the world is, like, in turmoil. And even though, like, again, I don't feel like my role in this planet Earth is to, necessarily, like, I don't know, we all have our roles. And I think I genuinely am here to help hold the vibration and, like, create a new world and just, like, maintain positive in these dark times. But, like you said, like, I'm living on the East Coast right now until I move back to California, so it's cold as fuck, and everything is digital. So, like, the lack of the nature, being able to walk outside, like, so, like, the one thing that I do to make myself feel better when the rest of the world is dark, like, I can't do right now. So, like, it's like...
especially in the winter. You can't go outside much, not in California, not near the, a nice warm climate. I'm glad to hear that. That's quick.
I know.
Real quick.
Nick, not quick enough because like some days feel like years over here. But yeah, so I
About
just
it.
feel like that nature connection, if like everybody who can right now really needs to do whatever the fuck they can to
Yeah.
connect to that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Because like otherwise we're not gonna survive at this point in the I
I
just like
know.
I just like we're not if we can't like hold on to some semblance of like that joy and like
I agree.
that peace.
And it goes away so quickly too. You have to like train yourself to kind of, all right, I'm in the present. I'm focusing on what is good. Because yeah, it's especially, you feel I feel like the way you do. You feel like I'm here for a reason on this planet. But nobody knows who I am, and you feel like you feel like it feels so difficult to make a difference. Like you have a great voice. You have a great personality. People want your energy. Your views are good. They need to be heard by millions. And I feel the same way
Thanks.
about myself. I
Yeah, I
want to
feel the same
get
way
out there.
about you.
Yeah, and you feel like you're not.
Yeah, you'd feel like
You
you're
feel
not,
small.
especially like a time like this. Like I feel like I don't it's really hard to like feel like you're saying the right things because it's like it's always good to be like silly and fun and like also for me it's really always been my shtick to like preach love, light, and universal consciousness and like ignore the physical reality, but like talking
Yeah,
that also feels very insensitive to like all the suffering going on. So like
I
I
know.
think right now especially it's very hard to find the balance of like having the right voice because I don't also want to like take away from all the voices who are saying so
Suffering. Yeah,
much and like
yeah.
protesting all this darkness by me just being like, well, shut the fuck up and make your vibration higher. You know what I mean? It just seems insensitive. So like,
No,
I
you're
just,
right. It's like a balance
it's
between.
hard. It's hard
You're
to figure
right.
out what to say right now. But like, I also wish more people would hear us because I do want more people like us to be the ones being heard. But also, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm saying the right thing right now, ever.
I mean, I think you are. I think we both are. Like, and this is important. We're connecting. We didn't know each other. We met, and now we're connecting here. And we put it out there as much. Yeah, exactly.
I look like a fox today.
I do like that. It's very foxish. Oh, so of course.
See, I'm really happy right now. I'll tell you. I'll tell you one of my joys, just so I don't cut myself. I don't even know. I just like, I had so many all today, but they're like all so silly, just like you. I mean, like, okay, I'm gonna probably be talking about this for the rest of my life, but R.I.P. David Lynch. He passed away recently, and I cried a lot. But like, okay, but the one like greatest joy that I've had this week has been like discovering that he wrote like these crazy transcendental songs that I never
Really?
listened to before. So like I'm in the car yesterday and I'm crying and I'm having the worst day ever and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna search David Lynch. I know he put out that new album recently, but then I'm going in the rabbit hole and I find this album and it's like Circus Clown and there's this one track and David Lynch is just like it's like this psychedelic rampage about like how we're
Way.
all universal consciousness and we're all flowing together. And then in the middle of it, he just starts talking about the dentist and teeth. And I'm like,
that's a really cool magical about connection though. That's cool. You listen to the music and that's may he rest in peace. That's what he would have liked. You listen to a song like this. That's a cool connection.
and it just brought me so much joy. And then also like because of him, I've been trying to get into transcendental meditation, which is something I've been telling myself for years I would do because like I'm also like I agree with what he would say about it. Like I can never meditate like a normal person. Like I meditate by walking, by like moving meditations, but like David Lynch swears by transcendental meditation and so do so many people. So I found my mantra because you have to pick a mantra, and I've honestly been happier in the last 24 hours in the last month. So like. Great.
Look at this. What great progress in this world of darkness that we're living in. See?
We are living in dystopian horror.
We are. But like you have to take a minute, like you're saying, to like, okay, I'm gonna focus on something good today. I'm gonna center myself, try to relax myself in any way possible. It's hard not to like spiral, I'm doing it all the time.
So hard not to spiral and that's like again like I've been doubting like questioning myself so much lately because like I have all these tools. I've spent the last 13 years of my life cultivating my own inner peace and like cutting off negativity and finding a vibration within myself where I'm good with myself. And it's like sometimes I can't even use those tools to counteract how much darkness is going on. And it makes me really question like, am I doing like what am I doing if I can't even do that?
You're in these are times that we never would have expected. And you're a passionate individual like myself. We have strong emotions. We want the world to be a good place for everybody. So we can't I can't help it. I can't help feeling this, and neither can you. It's good that you do feel like that. Yeah. It's good that we get it's bad. I think it's good that we get sad and angry. It shows that we care.
Yeah, you're right.
I think, yeah, we care. I think people need to be around people that know that people care, that want a better world, just like us. The more people like us that unite around that, the better the world will be. It seems.
I know. I just I'm like you. I'm like,
the wrong people are always in charge, and we've talked about this before.
They always have been, and that's what really because this is what really trips me up about this time in particular. It's because it just feels like history is repeating itself, but it just feels like, okay, so you can say oh, we never thought this would happen. I've been yelling and screaming at the top of our lungs that we live in a fascist Nazi dictatorship for the last 30 years of my life that I've been alive. So but now it's actually manifesting in a way that's so obvious, which is but part of me is maybe that's good because it's the year of the snake. The snakes are showing their faces, and so much of my soul feels until it's this bad, people won't actually see it for what it is, just because I can see beyond everything. I that's just one of my gifts. I can see beyond whatever is face value. I've always been able to. A lot of us can, but it's most of us don't. So it's so a lot of this, I'm trying to remain optimistic in okay, maybe it has to be this bad to shed the skin to have the new birth, but it's but did it have to be? Did
it have to be this bad? I just couldn't believe it, and I feel like everyone's saying the same thing. It's no, this can't be. It looks so much like what you would exactly expect, a fascist regime to look like. This propaganda and lies and just, I have this much money so I can do and control media. I can do whatever I want.
Just kind of manifested to this extreme, in a day. I'm just
yeah. How could you? What made you want to support it? What was the factor?
How as human beings did we allow anything to get to this point? Because we know, and it's not even just this decision. It's it's an entire 249 years of civilization of bad decisions that has led to this point.
Yeah. It's just a repeating cycle of humanity. It's just gross. It's I don't understand how people, we all can't get on the same page and think of everyone as an equal? We can't do that?
I mean, this is what, I think we're gonna have to, because, when you really think about, how would we pull ourselves out of this? Because I do, I just want to complain about it, but, then I have to get real and be okay, bitch, get yourself together. How do we win this time? Because, we know, it's been this way in every leadership. Eventually, it comes to the tipping point. A civilization falls, and then we rebuild a new one. But every time we rebuild a new one, it's pretty much the same shtick. Eventually, it all comes back to this. So, is there hope that we actually change it for the better this time?
I mean, I think I'm like you. I'm always hopeful, because I have to be. And I can't just be no, it's just going to be the end. And but in the back of my mind, I'm well, is it? Is this the end? And that's how you feel. It's just, I am hopeful that I think there's been more people in 2025 in the more recent present that are able to just be open and say, no, this is wrong and this is right. And what's right is everyone accepting everyone who they are, and like we said before, a huge problem is men. I mean,
they should not. They shouldn't be in charge. The patriarchy needs to fall.
Exactly. Yeah, there's too many men that have been in power since the beginning of time. It's always been like that, and it's always wrong.
I know. Can we even has there ever been a civilization where women were in charge ever?
I mean, probably not, judged by the state of the world.
I don't think. I'm trying to think of ancient civilizations that we don't really know about, but we don't know enough about them to know who was in charge.
Can you imagine? It would. It's a great fantasy to think about. It's just like it would be no more short-sighted thinking. Men are so bad men, not all men. Bad
Yeah.
men are so short-sighted. What today I'm going to make money right now by doing this. And I don't care if it pollutes, I don't care if it harms people. I need this now for me and my family, and that's it.
It's so crazy to think that way. It is so short-sighted because, like, I don't know, you would think that any person with any sort of logic, like I've said this before, like, even if your be all and end all is greed, the longevity of your greed lasting longer still, like, works for you in the long run. So it's like,
Yeah, true.
I just, like, I've never been able to wrap my head around. I mean, obviously, like, I'm a sensitive, soft soul who really fakes it till she makes it and acts tough because she has to and uses self-deprecating dark humor just to not die. But, like, so, like, obviously, I don't get it anyway because I'm just, like, a soft lover girl at heart. But, like, even if I turn that off, like, it doesn't even logically, it's never logically made sense. And it's just like, these men have to go.
I agree. And
there's no place for them in the world that we want to create. And we're not alone. I would say not everybody because, like, also there's, like, a cult mentality going and they will ride and die. They will die for this mentality. They are so brainwashed. It's just like a cult. People get really brainwashed in their ideology and there's no hope for those people. Okay, but that's fine. They're not really the majority of the world. The majority of the world is holding this vision for a more beautiful, unified future. So it's like
one unified society is what I think everybody wants. I don't think everybody wants it. We all want to have basic opportunity, basic access to that opportunity, health care, normal living conditions, no more. What's so strange too, it's like we're just kind of naming really basic
human
things.
rights.
Like, like
we're not even asking. Like, I mean, I know I texted one of my girlfriends today and I was like, I'm literally waiting for a god to resurrect himself, swoop down from the sky and give me a kingdom to run while he feeds me grapes. But, like, that's me at my most dramatic. I'm really not, like, it's minimal. We're just asking to, like, survive, like, live, like, you know, be able to afford our rent, maybe, like, treated like equals, maybe, like, get the health care that other countries get, like, maybe, like, you know, get paid a living wage at the shitty job we work. I don't know, maybe, like, be allowed to express our creativity and be valued for, like, the constructs of our soul and maybe be judged by the weight of karma. And if you're a shitty person, maybe, like, karmic law can come back and, like, that's how we weigh out our decisions. I don't know.
Well, you've done it again. You're just listing the fundamentals of society right now. Layla for president again. Yes. Get these men out of there.
I mean, want presidents, though. I think we need to completely... I was thinking about this. I think we really need to, like, because I do believe, like, I mean, I think this is where it's, like, a democracy, but not, like, we would have to dismantle the entire way, because it's just so corrupt on the inside now that, like, of course the principles of democracy are good, but it's, like...
When do they work? When do they put in practice?
Like, there's no way that in 4 years, no matter who we put back, like, we'll ever be able to reverse this with this system. It's like this entire system, no matter who's in charge, it's got to go.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a complete redo of how the government operates around the world, but of course, in the United States, like, there should be no Democrat, Republican. Yeah, just one board that is extremely diverse, made up of maybe no men.
Literally no men.
Like, no straight men should be involved.
I mean, like, I do want some more scientists in charge, though, and they could be men. I do want, I mean, like, in charge of what men? I want scientists running environmental programs.
Yeah.
Not the government, but, like...
I agree with you.
Like, and all of them can be men for all I care. I don't care, because scientists, like, don't have the egotistical... Like, scientists just, like, they come with facts. They're like, listen, this is bad. Here's an option. So, like, they can run some shit. I'll let a man scientist run whatever the fuck he wants to.
I like that, actually, because, a lot of men are good at operations, like science. Science is like gathering data, analyzing it. Quite honestly, I mean, I like science, but quite honestly, it is kind of boring to me.
It's fucking boring. I don't want to do it, but, like, I know we need it. Like, climate change could be fixed by scientists tomorrow. We just don't listen to them.
Yeah, I mean, have the men perform the operations, the big picture running of the government of the country. Yes, is ran by Layla and Board. And yeah, we
I
have
would I would pick the most loving goddesses to run the world with me.
and how can you not? That's how it has to be. The most loving, caring people to decide what happens. Probably me. I can imagine war would be over in a minute.
There would never be war again. There would never be famine. There would never be lack. There would never
Wow.
be. I
The
mean, like,
food
what
make
would
it
we
live.
even tizzy over? Like, what would we even brawl over? Like, I don't fight with people in my daily life. Like, I don't
Yeah,
even, like, I really don't. Like, I
me
mean,
too.
of course, people don't always agree with me, but like, I'm not a psychopath. So I don't like order them to the guillotine because they don't
Yeah,
agree with what I say.
exactly. Take it easy. Like you guys. Like why are we still fighting? Like it just seems so cavemanish.
No,
Like
exactly. And that's why, like, I don't know. I mean, there is, like, obvious, but this is, like, also the other side of it. Like, because I want to say, like, we just all need to stop arguing with each other. Because
yeah,
we do. Because, like, obviously, there are people right now who are spitting fire and venom with their gracious views, but I just feel like it's wasted energy to try to convince someone that you're never going to convince to like be in equality. Like it's just a
yeah.
waste of energy.
It
Like
does
I feel
seem
like
like it. Yeah,
karma will sort that out at the end of the day. And I don't
yeah.
wish them death. I don't wish them ill. I genuinely wish you healing. But like I don't want to like see that. I'll block an account like that just because
I
I don't
agree.
want that energy
Yeah,
in
so we
my
don't need it.
vortex. It's just
Yeah,
it
we don't need
feeds.
to give. It does. It does feed it. That's a good way to say it too. It's like all this attention, and all these people do is they need the attention. So they're always saying outlandish things and outrageous items and saying all these awful things. And then everyone's up in arms and it gives them attention. And now look at me, I'm an important person. It does. It feeds it. We just need to ignore these people. It's like, look,
Just
we can't
ignore
have
'em.
these people. Yeah, we can't have them in life. Like they're just worthless. Like I did a few posts a little while ago, like some anti, you know, what pick one, pick yeah, something like don't support people that don't support human equality. I got a bunch of negative things about not about it, and I was like, and all I do is like I'm just like next. Like I have no
Right.
care or time to just to talk to someone like yourself, like, and that's what they want. They feed off of it. It's
Yeah,
just
they need to be fed, and it's like we just can't feed these people. And I know it's like hard to sometimes, like, because I know it's infuriating.
it
It's
is. It is. Yeah,
infuriating.
it's hard to like to see a comment of someone. It's just so awful and so mean and mean spirited and rude and terrible. You're just like you. Is this what makes you? Is this what pleases you?
No, and it like the venom in my blood, like, because I can be a demon and I can spit fire too, but I just have to like
Okay.
own that back in because I know it just like it doesn't serve me, my cortisol to raise that high. It doesn't serve that person because they're not going to change their mind. And like my energy is better spent like talking to people like you and building
Yeah,
community of
yeah,
people who feel the same way that I do
exactly.
about life and just like riding into the sunset and creating a new world together because that's really
Yeah,
what it is. Like we just need to feed our community and like
yeah. That's a good way to say it. I like that. I
yeah.
think if yeah, the more of us together, obviously, the better. If more pockets of exactly what's happening now is what everyone needs, and like discussing, oh, how can we influence people? How can we inspire people to change? And I think about a lot of these awful men in charge.
They're so bad.
I just think that I mean none of them are in good relationships, like with like their spouse. They're in horrible. So these men, all they can think of, I think, is power and money. That's it. Because they have no, they don't have a partner that they love and that loves them back. They have no love in their life. Otherwise, if they did, they wouldn't be greedy and they wouldn't crave power. So, and
Exactly.
yeah,
There's no love.
their outlet is just is violence and aggression and getting power and getting people to be on the same page with them, and the people that join them are all the other men that no girls like and don't want to like because they can't accept human
Don't
equality.
like that. I
No,
will not be in a room with one of them, you
because
know?
any good what girl wants to be with a man that doesn't believe in human equality?
I
Nobody.
like hates women too. These men hate
They
women.
do.
Like so
They do. Yeah, it's like right. So maybe that's not the best path. Maybe you should soften up a little bit, man, and like
yeah.
you know,
I don't know,
start
maybe
treating
put some love in your own heart.
I think I think a lot of men don't understand that they shouldn't be in control. that they shouldn't be. It's like a lot of men naturally think that, I'm a man and I should have more power
Control
over females.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, I should control her. She should do what I say. And that's what they do. And they don't, and that's how it's always
Women
been.
have allowed that to be, though, also.
Well, but I only think because men can overpower women physically. They've been beating and raping women since the dawn of time.
True.
And yeah, that's the only reason that women allow it is because.
But we're so much smarter than them, though.
Agree, 100% agree. But when you do beat someone down for their entire life, they become submissive.
That's so true.
Yeah, it's really, really sad. But that's what happens. I mean, I think there should be more of like a militant wing of females of like.
I literally like every day I'm like, where are my girls at? Let's go fucking start a coven. Like, I just want to do things with women. All I want to do is like, I literally want to fucking like, who wants to start a coven, girl?
Yeah.
Like, I saw a meme and it was like, fuck getting married. I want to buy a Victorian mansion and start a coven with all the girlies. And I'm like, done.
Yeah,
Done.
that's a great idea. And like,
done.
Yeah. And men should have to wear badges in this new world where like, okay, we've interviewed this man by 100, maybe 1,000 different people. He's accepted human equality. We can trust him. Okay, he gets to wear the badge. He's a safe man. Oh, that guy, not him. Nope. Nobody go near that guy.
Nobody, there does. We really do. And it's crazy that it's really come to this extreme of a point in the world where we, literally can't have you running amok in our, but, you can't be running amok in our world. No. But it's think about it, you're actually, half of you are committing egregious crimes that actually should, in our judicial system, lock you in prison. So,
And I can't. That's what I can't get over the most. Like, I put some comment up a little while ago about our new president being not how he's unqualified because of his disturbing legal history, and I think everyone's forgetting the big thing. I mean, there's a case out there of guilty of sexual assault.
No, he's guilty. He's
guilty.
Convicted.
Convicted. If you support him, you support a sexual assault. You can't support that.
No, you can't. It really is, and it's that simple. You're saying that you support that when you support these people, but I don't
exactly.
And I don't understand. This is what I don't get about people. It is so simple. It is
you're right.
Not a complicated thing to understand.
No, not complicated at all. Not at all. There's no room for. There's no gray area there. Either you support it or you don't. And if you do support it, then you are evil and should not be part of society. You're on the spaceship to Mars.
I know. I literally just pray every day that they just get it going. Because, good. Go colonize somewhere else. No one's stopping you. Well, I'll throw a fucking rager when you go.
The whole world will. The whole world will. They're out. Hooray! Go. They don't deserve the beauty of nature. They don't deserve
because they're gonna they are destroying it, which is so yeah, you don't deserve. And also, can you leave before you take all of it away, because our species are dying, and I love my animals, and I love my lands, and I love my national forests, and go fuck up Mars.
Yeah, the short-sighted men just can't see the big picture, and a lot of it, I mean, this is a touchy subject, but a lot of it is. Not everyone, but religion is a big part of that. Well,
religion, as you and I both know, is just.
I mean,
the fucking weirdest thing to me is that people commit these atrocious crimes in the name of Jesus, who was the chillest guy historically. And I'm not religious here, but Jesus was literally the chillest dude. He was just Jesus came about, right? And he's I'm gonna kick it. I'm gonna just walk around barefoot, preach that everybody love each other. I'm gonna dine with the prostitutes. I'm gonna dine with the degenerates, and we're all gonna chill as one, as long as we're not brutal assholes to each other. Literally just the chillest. It's
the opposite now. Yeah. It's like they.
And then they're but I prayed to the Bible. And the Bible told me that being anything other than what my
exactly
brain thinks is God's word. I thought, The best meme I
I
saw.
like that.
I saw a video on Instagram. It was like a little meme, and it was this lady like trying to get into heaven when she died, and she's like, "But I hated the gays," and he's like, "I didn't tell you to do that." She's like, "But I did." It was like all these atrocious sins.
Yeah.
I commit like all these like all the things that they like, you know, whatever. I beat up a girl, got an abortion, you know, and he's like, "Yeah, no, you're going the other way."
That's not right. Okay, it's not right.
Like it's never what any religion ever told anyone to do.
I know, and a lot of them, a lot of religions, just they all come up with their own doctrines. They're all beliefs that this is what we support.
Yeah,
and none of it surrounds human equality. It's all they're always the largest ones. They're against being born gay. They're against abortion. They're against all these items that are the main keys that everyone voted for. Everyone, and they're all banding together now and saying, no, we can't think of anything else. We're all going to stay together and hate everyone and forget anyone else that doesn't.
It's really weird. Like it's just, I
find it very troubling.
To say the least. Like I don't even know if I have words because it's just so disconcerting, and it's like I just don't understand like where your brain goes.
Yeah, I know. It's
that's like where, like
I think that there are people that are really devout against accepting what is different. They're afraid of change, like terribly afraid that their way of life that they've only known may go away. It's like they think that their beliefs are going to be no more. They can't fathom change and acceptance because that's all they've ever known. But
the funny thing is that life has changed. Like the entire Earth we live in is based on cycles of changes.
Yes, it's our duty. Our duty to evolve. Like, oh, this is different. I don't know about it. Oh, well, you know what? I should just hate this person because
instead of maybe learn, have some. I mean, like, where's the empathy? Like, when did empathy become a thing that we just don't have?
Yeah, and that'll be short-sighted people. It's the men. They have zero empathy, zero room for
the amount of women who believe in this doctrine as well.
I know,
but women who agree that like a woman should be killed for getting an abortion is absolutely egregious, and they're like, I honestly think that's almost worse than men because like, how can you turn against your fellow women? Like,
well, they think that their God is telling them that no, we're all God's children, and it's wrong for abortion, and that it trickles down, and to them, God is a man, Jesus is a man, everything's about worshiping men. It's just been like that for so long. It's just like in these people's DNA, and they refuse to accept anything different. Like the argument we're making is very
such a fucking tired narrative, and I'm ready for like I'm just like, and that's what part of me is excited for like the world right now, but also like annoyed as hell that we had to do this because like all I would have had to do is like, could you try a little fucking tenderness, you dumbass fucking bitches?
That's it. Just try to open your mind. Oh. Okay, this person was born differently than I am. Well, I don't understand it. I hate them.
I hate them. Which is so funny because even your friends were born differently. None of us are the same. So it's like, it's just so fundamentally simple. It is so insane. And it's just like, and I really, like, I actually do have hope. That is the time that these people are going to fall. I mean, like, as much as we know that history repeats itself, first of all, we have more knowledge than we've ever had before at our fingertips. We have more awareness of what's going on than ever before. We have more ability to communicate with each other from other countries, from other worlds than ever before. And we have the ability to, and like, everybody's really like comfortable showing their ugly right now, which is great.
Why are you comfortable showing how much you hate everyone and how you don't get along with people? Like,
it shouldn't be, but like at the end of the day, how will we know if you like, it's like, how do we fix, like, honestly, like it breaks down, like, how do we fix it if we can't see through it? So like, maybe it's great that this is all happening. Like,
it's a good point that you're making, like a tipping point. It's like, everyone, look, this is obviously wrong. Like, you obviously wrong. Like, just look at what's going on. Do you want a leader that's so undignified, is so unqualified, and is just treating others so poorly, is so negative? Like, unite people. Don't divide people. It's an obvious thing. Like it's easy to come together by accepting people and not saying no.
Together.
Yeah, it's like a very simple concept to us at least.
Well, like, so, like, at the beginning, I think it was still in 2024, the Korean government, or whatever, I'm gonna sound stupid because I don't know which country it was, declared martial law for 36 hours.
Oh,
You
really?
know what stopped it? The entire country, all of the people united and were like, nope, this isn't happening. And they got together and they made it stop. So, like, the fact is like, if we could all get on the same page, we could make it stop. But it's like, I think the problem in our country is like, we're so divided and we're also so focused on hating the other person that like it is really hard. But I do see people really unifying right now, and also in a global fucking sense, which is like incredible, because this is why I'm like excited about this time, because I mean, obviously on an energetic level, I feel like we're all going to be okay. Regardless, I feel like we're all going to be okay, whether or not we have to divide timelines and I have to go into the ethers and hop back on my spaceship and go back to my planet. Fine. I'm going to be fine. But like, I do feel like the fact, like, because even other countries, like Europe didn't really care about like what we were doing to this extent. Like the fact that like other countries' leaders are trying to block things that our fucking idiot is doing.
Yeah.
It's kind of magical, and it's like
I agree.
And there's always been such this stigma that like Americans are idiots, because like our country is a fucking circus. But it's like I feel like you see it on TikTok. People are like, I feel for you, I stand for you, and it's like they're seeing that we're not actually idiots. We've just been in this fucking clown show for so long, and we're just like puppets in a string here. And it's like, so I feel like so many of those stigmas, so many of those stereotypes are fucking like leaving.
Yeah, like Americans
like a
aren't all like
perspective.
that. Yeah, exactly. It's like we're not all agreeing with this. There's a lot to do, and no, the good people of America are like you. We don't want to be like this. We want a better world.
We want a better world, and it's like fuck. And you see like, I mean, like France is always protesting something, but like you see it not just happening here. Like other countries are like revolting against their leadership. So it's like there's like a weird global revolution happening right now. And I don't know how it's going to manifest, but it is like, and honestly, Nick, I'm not going to lie. I do want to sit on my pretty princess throne and like not get my hands dirty, but like we're probably all going to have to a little.
You're right. And that's the difference, is that you have to get your hands dirty. It's hard because you're like, yeah, you got bills to pay, you got a job to do. And it's hard to like, all right, now I got to fight the philacracy.
Right, which is like, I don't know, it's hard to know like what you do with this, like except for like get together and community, like I don't
more
like,
people like us uniting about this topic is very, very healthy. It's like, no, like that's an inspiring thing you said about everyone just got together and said, no, this isn't how it's going anymore.
We're not gonna say what we do. We literally have all the control in our hands, but it takes us actually like standing on the same page. And we don't have to get the other ones who don't agree to stand on the same page. It's just like if you can get enough people to like really stand on the same page. But like, like everyone's saying like don't shop at Target, like at least like start protesting the corporations that agree with these things. Now, will we actually do it though? That's the thing. It's like we do have the power, but it's like people actually have to like stand up and act, and we have all the information. And if you look on the internet, you can find all these things that you can do that are like kind of minimal things right now that are very easy to get rid of from your life.
That's true.
If we really did do that, it would hit the money where it hurts. We do have enough power to like stop things in their tracks. We have the power to support who we give our money to, and it's like, and we know money runs the world, and we literally, and like it doesn't take. I don't want to see a violent revolution. I know that's where it always goes to, but I don't.
No violence.
I don't want to go to war. I don't want this to have to get to the point where it's violent. I just want us to be able to do, because I think that there's a way where we don't have to like get killed.
Yeah, and I that's another. You're making a lot of good points tonight.
Thank you.
Like the difference is no violence. It's always been a violent revolution. No, we're saying no violence. Speak to one another. That's it. Let's all unite and get on the same page of no more violence. It's sick. And sometimes I even think
I know energetically you don't fight a war with a war. Like all it does is breed more death. And like, sometimes you end up having an outcome, but like at what cost? At what cost? Exactly. Like look, there's so many wars going on right now. Like you know, like Gaza, Russia, Ukraine, like they're just
The list.
demolishing their people for like, and I just don't think it needs to be that way
No,
anymore. Like, I also don't want it to go that way here. I don't want, and like I see people talking about like some things that I'm not even gonna bring to like, I'm not even gonna say them for censorship reasons. But like what they are thinking about planning on how to handle this situation, some people is not like how.
No.
And I honestly, I can't even say that I don't get it and that I don't on some level agree. But it's just I just don't think that that's like. It's just I don't see that being good.
It's not this. It's not, and it just makes everyone that is on the bad side even worse. Mobilizes them more. You know, you
and when it comes down to like brutality, they will win. You know.
Yeah.
But we're smarter than them, so like we don't like because they have the military on their side. So like you know, I'm not going up against the military. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Yeah. What I'm down to go ride for is attack the money, though. I'm down to like attack the money.
Yeah, that's a good route to go too. Like,
I think like, and I know that it takes so much more than that. I know that we can't just all start shopping local and save the world, but that's like a very easy thing we can all fucking agree to do right now is like hit the money, start putting money back into our pockets, start supporting your community, start showing that we don't fucking need you, that we got this on our own. Like one of my favorite things I saw this week is like, you know, because I'm moving to LA, so like obviously like I'm very like I stay very attentive to what's going on in LA fires and stuff. So but like I saw a post and they really are. The people are coming together and making free stores, giving everybody who lost. They're like, here, have free food. Here, come here and shop for free. Like the people did that by themselves. Like they're making their own ecosystem and literally coming together and helping each other. Because you know what, your government's not going to help you. They've never helped you. But it's like we can do things like that every fucking day for each other and literally just like build our own communities enough that like I don't know, eventually that's gonna have some effect if we just keep like doing stuff like that. And I'm not saying like that just that alone is gonna save the world, but it's just we do have power.
We have to start somewhere,
to start banding together in those ways. And I just think that the fact that it is happening does give me a lot of hope, even if it's in small places. But like the fact that we are doing it and like we're like, fuck it, we're gonna rebuild together and really rely on each other instead of turn on each other, because so many times in tragedy and in chaos we just turn on each other instead of like come together. But it's like we don't have to do that.
I love that you said about like there's communities like, oh, here's a place you can shop and take clothes, and here's food right here. Yeah, leave the government out of it.
Because they're like let them literally dig their own graves. Let them do it to themselves.
Yeah, like what do they do besides make things harder for everyone? It's like it could be so much easier. It's too big. It's gone too far. It's time to just make a new system.
It has to power back to the people, and it has to be power back to the people. Like we can't wait. Like, you know, it's beyond the point of vote local. Like, we're so far past that, guys. Yeah. We're at, like, power back to the fucking... Like, just stop putting faith in government. Just stop putting any hopes in government. It's not... Like, they haven't rolled all their money yet. We can still help each other, you know? And even if they do, we have resources. We could still, like, be, you know, like...
That's the point that people can be this corrupt, too. It's like, how could you be that bad, you know?
And I mean, it's so deeply corrupt. Everybody's has a price on their soul, you know. I don't have a price on my soul, but
what's right is right. That's what I'm here to support, you know. And if you're not on the same page, I'd like you to change. Ultimately, we're the same. No, you're out of my life. I'm not going to be your friend. I'm not going to talk to you if you don't believe in a human equality.
Exactly.
Change, and if you want to learn about it, I'd gladly. But if you're going to shut yourself off and be a horrible human being, then no, I can't have that in my life.
There's nothing like I just don't understand not human equality. Like what makes anybody feel like they have a hierarchy over anybody?
Yeah, it's
your money, your status, your color, your gender. Fuck you. We all die the same, we all bleed the same, we all burn the same. Like
I know. Yeah. It's short-sighted behavior that mostly is coming from men and from these old visions that they've had through religion and whoever they've been taught for hundreds of years and still doing exactly the same thing without changing.
And it's time to end. And that's why, like, as hard as this time is, because, like, I really just don't want to completely tune out because I want to be, like, somewhat aware because things are really changing, like, and I've never paid attention. I've never watched the news a day in my life until, like, last year. I've never paid attention to this kind of shit, but it's, like, almost really ignorant to not, like, be in some of the know, but it's, like, but it's also, like, I also don't want to digest too much because I don't want to buy into the fear. It's time to build the new vision, and, like, we're not gonna build the new vision if we're, like, stuck in the fear, playing into the propaganda, crying every day, like, you know, like, we can't feed the fear.
Yeah, you're right. It's the year of the snake. You know, I like that approach. You know, that's how we've got to think about this. It's over. It's time to completely.
It's fucking over.
Let's all change. Nobody likes living like this. No one likes being so divided. That's enough, everybody.
Nobody likes it. And, like, even the people who thought they were going to like it don't like it because their eggs are expensive. So hallelujah, by and by. We're all one now.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all one now, baby. Your eggs are $12 just like mine.
Don't you see? They're not helping us do anything. They're worthless. We unite, Layla. Oh, God.
Your eggs are still fucking expensive, baby.
How do you feel now?
How do you motherfucking feel?
Oh, wow.
I love to make fun of them, though. It's honestly.
I know. It's hard not to.
It's a passion of mine.
Me too. I mean, how can you not? Yeah, I mean, it's just too easy. We'll get it. Keep doing these things, Layla. We'll get these people to change.
I mean, even if they don't, we'll get the world to change around them, and they'll not be welcome anymore in the world that we create. So
there's be fewer and fewer of them. They're all worried that their time is ending of that way of thought. We keep on unifying like
I think that's why it's so bad, because I really think that they feel like that's why it's so, like, explosive, because they know the time is up. Like, the time is up. It's the age of Aquarius. Pluto's in Aquarius. Empires don't usually last for more than 50 years. We're on 249. It's having our Pluto return. Yeah. Like, regardless of whatever anybody wants to hold on to, the astrology says no. So it's like, yeah.
I can't hate anybody anymore. I'm gonna go crazy. Like, oh yeah.
Well, you know, you can't fight certain, like, you can fight, like, to the death, but, like, you know, there's certain things that you just, like, you can't change.
Yes, we can't.
And that's also like with us, like, we can't change certain things either. Like, we do have power to, like, create a new world, but we also can't, like, change how it has to end. Like, I liked this video so much. I watched, this girl was saying, stop trying to put curses on these people and stop them. She's like, this is something that needs to happen, and the way it needs to go down is the way it needs to go down. You can't change this. Like, the way that, like, these people need to fall apart, it's not that they're protected. It's just, like, how else are they going to fall? The chips are going to fall as they may. I feel like we have been on the brink of an awakening as a society for a very long time. And even though it looks terrifying, like, how else is anything supposed to fall? It's not supposed to go quietly. It's not supposed to look pretty. And people are gonna fight tooth and nail for their livelihood.
Yeah, I like that. Well said. That's I mean, that was really well said.
Look at me having a meditative day and not being emotionally psycho.
Your magic came through. Both of our magic came together.
Came back.
And your music.
Oh my God. But also, like, it's okay. It's okay, guys, if, like, your magic's a little dim right now, because I've had the roughest of Januaries. I told my mom yesterday I've cried more in 2025 than I have in the last 4 years combined. The energy is heavy as fuck, and it's okay to feel that, and it's okay to grieve and mourn, even if you don't love the old. Like, I'm still sad about the old world because there's things that I'm so, like, that I like. I don't like the systems, but, like, I mean, changes, we don't know what it's gonna look like. We don't know, like, how far this is going to go, you know, like, in one direction. It's scary, and I'm the first one to admit that. Like, and it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to be confused, but it's just like also, and it's okay if you're a magical light worker being like me and you fucking fell off your magic wagon too.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. I'm pretty sure a couple other people I know went ghost for a while and like had
Same
nothing
with
to
me.
say.
You just felt like just so like this can't be the present, and
And
then
just like had nothing positive to contribute. It's like well, I've just had nothing like uplifting to say, and I've just been really in the dregs of it and feeling really bad. That's okay. That's okay.
it is. It's okay. In times like this, it's understandable. It's understandable to cry. It's understandable to be depressed. But look at what we're doing now. Like exactly what you're talking about is having communities where people do agree with human equality, getting together, talking about unifying the world. Like there's nothing more positive than this conversation.
Exactly, and you can message me, and I've been leaning heavily on the friends I have that are I've been sending some unhinged voice. Luckily, I have this is what I mean. Rely on your community because like we're all going through it in our own ways.
Yes.
And yeah, it's like you can always message me and be like, Layla, I'm freaking the fuck out, and I'm gonna be like, girl, boy, it's gonna be okay, but also freak the fuck out.
Everyone needs to keep watching the Layla show.
Here's a meditation. Do you want some Reiki? Like, I don't know, like, but like seriously, like do that shit. Like I feel like this if you've never meditated or ever needed more meditation, like thank God I just like I don't know, because when we're like that high strung and stressed, we forget to do the things we know that are good for us.
Yeah,
I got back into Kundalini yoga this week, and it's like a whirlwind of happiness. Like it's like the one type of yoga that I truly feel like is
really,
like transcendent.
See, you're helping me. See, you're helping me. Being on your show is helping me, and I'll talk about this to somebody else.
Yes, go do your
we're spreading it right now.
It's like Kundalini yoga is great because it's like all about like it's less about like stretches. You do things called kriyas, which are like little movements that you do in segments, but it's more just about like channeling all the energy from like your spine into your crown chakra and just like having all the higher energies by like shifting out.
I'm
and
so
it's all like
already.
And it's like breathing and mantras. I swear to God, it's like the greatest thing I've ever done in my life.
I love it. Yeah. See, look at this. We got the show. We're uniting the world. You've already redone the whole government in 2 seconds.
Again,
we're getting new yoga tips and learn how to meditate. See.
And we can all do transcendental meditation. When I figure it out, I'm gonna stop gatekeeping it because they gatekeep this. Can we just like I don't know, like anybody out there? What the fuck? Why are we I don't know. Do you even know about transcendental meditation? So like, there's a whole academy, right? So it's like a lot of people do it. A lot of like Hollywood people really like it, but like also normal people too. But it's like this gate-kept fucking stupid ass secret. Like they're like, you actually have to have a teacher. They have to give you a mantra, and you have to pay the academy money to learn something that we should all know. From my understanding,
information is free.
Yeah, exactly. From my understanding, it's just like a really good, easy way for people who can't slow their mind down to meditate. So I'm trying to figure out this full science behind it so I can just give it away for free because sorry, Transcendental Meditation Academy. I just don't. And I know like some people have explained it for free on YouTube, but I just like, I feel like there's something missing because the people who've taken the classes are like, no, this guy is not getting the whole picture. There's something missing. But from my understanding, there's a set of like Sanskrit mantras, which you can look up any Sanskrit mantra. They're all out there. So basically like what you would chant in a Kundalini chant, you find one that resonates with you. You kind of sit with this mantra. You kind of marry this mantra. You let it just, you say it to yourself. You fall asleep to this mantra for 2 hours for like 10 days. You fucking sit with this mantra. You marry this mantra. And then eventually you just sit down. You slow your breathing. You're supposed to do it like 2 times a day for 20 minutes a day. This is my understanding. I'm just starting it, but I don't know if I'm missing something. Anybody who's...
You're on the right track.
And then so like once you sit with it, you just sit and you just say it in your head. And if like a thought comes, you just say the mantra faster. And apparently it's like the easiest way to transcend reality, but like we'll see.
See, like, yeah, you agree that information should be free.
I mean, I do not believe in gatekeeping shit like this. Like, I'm all for people. Like, I'm all for like teachers and yoga teachers and spiritual leaders making money on. But I don't also believe like because you know what. I will go to pay for a Kundalini class, but you know what? Also, I can do Kundalini for free on YouTube too. So like, I just don't
Exactly.
like when the whole concept is
I
like
know.
the secret
Yeah,
gate kept,
that's
especially
the
when it's something that could help people transcend. And we need nothing
yeah.
more right now than to transcend their physical reality because we need to manifest a better world. So stop gatekeeping some shit that can help people manifest a better world. Like, period.
They were gatekeeping since the dawn of time. That's the government. That's everybody. Enough is enough.
We can't keep gatekeeping universal secrets about our consciousness.
God's sake, just let people have it. All right, just tell. You got good information. Tell somebody. It's
Tell
great.
somebody. Like, stop it. Like, it doesn't need
Agreed.
some secret woo-woo community. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. Let your devil worship Satan demonology be that way, because I'm not participating in fucking blood sacrifices and demon worship and selling
Yep.
my souls. You can gatekeep all you want with that.
Yeah.
But
We don't need the gatekeepers anymore, Layla.
like, seriously, if anything, like, anybody is so selfish and so horrible to gatekeep something that
Yeah.
could help people. And again, like, I get that, like, you want to make your money, and I'm all for you making your money too, but it's like,
of course.
also, like, the information needs to be available because
Yeah. How much money do you need? That's what we got back from the very beginning of the conversation. Just greed.
so much
Yeah.
greed. I mean, we
Yeah.
could all
We
use
don't-
a little more
We
money.
don't need it. We don't need it anymore.
You know, like they said,
It's our new world.
you know, just like take the billionaires' money and just give us
Oh,
all
God.
a little bit.
Yeah. It's yeah. What do these guys need?
Like, just if we all, I know this is communism though. We don't like this. We don't like wealth distribution because
Correct.
it's communism.
Correct. Yeah. Exactly.
And no, I do think that if you do certain jobs, maybe you should get more money, but nobody should be without food, and no one should be without
Just a
fair
bare
housing.
minimum of happiness.
And no one should not be able to take themselves out to dinner and like
Exactly.
have the nice things.
Yeah, a minimum standard of quality of life is what everyone should
And
have.
we do need wealth distribution, so call me a communist all you want.
I mean, what? I mean, with the new government run by Layla and board of females, guess what? We're not wasting all of our money on war and weapons anymore. Now that money is going to
I genuinely just want us to all be indulgent and rich, but just like do it in way. Like, I do not, like, trust me in my government, guys. I don't want us to like stop going out to dinner and stop shopping. I just want us to do it in an environment. Like, I just want to use systems that don't kill the planet. And I want to support sustainability. I want us to support our local farmers. I want us to stop doing all this unethical shit.
Yeah.
And I still want us to spend our money and ball the fuck out like ballers. I just want us to all, like, nobody wants us to be poor and sad.
We'd all have more money if we weren't paying, or if our tax dollars weren't going to war and weapons. Yeah, we'd probably have a lot. We have a lot more money on our hands.
War and weapons, like, really?
Yeah.
I don't like any of that.
Nobody does, except for a bunch of short-sighted men.
Short-sighted men with little penises.
Yeah, that's all. That's all they are.
That's all they are.
Pathetic. I love this conversation. I love this show.
I love when you come on this show.
I love it. It just makes me feel better. See, we're making a difference right now.
This has honestly made me feel so. I knew I was gonna feel really good about this.
Me too.
But I'm glad we rescheduled from Tuesday, because Tuesday I was in a dark place and I was.
Happy to do it.
Oh, I'm happy we came at this good vibration.
Me too.
My next book, fuckers.
Oh yes. To inspire the world to accept human equality.
Human equality. Human equality. It's the only thing.
I know. That's all we can do. Nothing else. We'll keep doing these shows.
Do these shows. If you want to be a guest, hit me up. If you want to be me and Nick's friend, we love friends. We're actually very inclusive and nice and loving. And I really do love all of you who listen and all of you who don't listen. And even all you people who fucking wish me ill will. I still wish you well.
Me too. See? We're helping everyone right now.
And stop gatekeeping, everybody.
Yes.
Give us your universal secrets and
no more.
no more. And when we figure out, like I'm just want to like I'm excited if we use our technology to figure out like when they let us know about time travel. And I like because like we don't really know anything, but like we know other dimensions exist. But I like can't wait till the universe where we're just like fucking popping in and out of different realities all the time at will.
Stop gatekeeping and let us all just share the information, please.
And any aliens, you can beat me up.
Okay. Oh God, I love
Want to
it.
come home?
Excellent.
Well, thanks all for listening.
Thank you. Great show. Thank you. Listen to Layla's show. She's the best.
Ciao, people.
The Layla Show.